Today on Forbes, billionaire Chiefs owner Clark Hunt on building a dynasty, on and off the field. Clark Hunt was born into a dynasty. The Dallas Texans, founded by his father, Lamar, won an American Football League championship just before he arrived on the scene, and then, after they became the Kansas City Chiefs, played in the first Super Bowl. 3 years later, Hunt got to watch legendary quarterback Len Dawson lead the team to a title in a landmark game that immediately preceded the AFL-NFL merger. Now 59 years old, the Chiefs' CEO and chairman isn't quite old enough to remember that happy afternoon, and it took half a century for his team to recapture that early glory. But with a Super Bowl victory over the San Francisco 49ers in 2020, Kansas City began a run that ranks among the most dominant in sports history. Sunday's game against the Philadelphia Eagles will be the Chiefs' fifth appearance in the title game in 6 years, and a victory would give the team its fourth championship ring in that span, as well as the first Super Bowl three-peat ever. Hunt isn't taking anything for granted, telling Forbes this week in New Orleans, quote, "Deep down, all of us know how hard it is and how special it is." For him and his family, however, the meaningfulness of the Super Bowl streak goes beyond NFL records. It's also about a different kind of history book. Hunt's father coined the term Super Bowl, and his name graces the trophy given to the conference champion, hoisted again and again by Kansas City. The family, meanwhile, has now retained control of the Chiefs for the franchise's entire 65-year existence, something of a rarity in professional sports, as team valuations skyrocket and estate planning for multi-generational ownership groups becomes increasingly complicated. Today, the Chiefs are worth $4.85 billion, according to Forbes' most recent NFL valuations. That leaves them a modest 24th in the league, but still number 39 among all sports teams worldwide, and it has made Clark Hunt and his three siblings, Lamar Jr., Sharon, and Daniel, quite wealthy. They are all believed to have 25% stakes in the Chiefs. Forbes estimates their fortunes at $1.6 billion each. Their wealth traces back to their grandfather, famed oil wildcatter H.L. Hunt, whose descendants are worth an estimated $25 billion and ranked 12th on Forbes' 2024 list of America's richest families. But the sports connection began with H.L. Hunt's son, Lamar Hunt, who was eager to get into football as its popularity exploded in the 1950s. In the years before the Dallas Cowboys existed, Hunt made a proposal to the NFL to bring an expansion team to the city, but the league denied him. So Hunt created his own team and, with 7 other owners he assembled, his own league, the AFL. Each contributed $25,000, or about $270,000 in today's dollars, with play beginning in 1960. After 3 seasons, Hunt moved his franchise to Kansas City, and in 1966, he helped strike a merger agreement between the nascent league and the NFL. Their first joint championship game came 7 months later, an event he dubbed the Super Bowl, in a riff on a children's toy, a Super Ball. Clark Hunt wasn't focused on following in his father's footsteps or running the Chiefs. He studied finance at Southern Methodist University and took up investment banking at Goldman Sachs after graduating in 1987. When he joined his father a few years later, it was to work on the family's non-sports holdings. By sheer proximity, however, Clark found himself tagging along to Chiefs meetings. Clark Hunt ascended to the chairman post in 2005, a year before Lamar's death. Hunt says, quote, "I always knew that I was walking in some very big footsteps, and I really had to learn that it was going to be impossible to do and be everything that he was to our fan base, to the NFL, and the other sports that he was involved with. And it was really important for me to lead in my own way, and that's something that certainly took some time for me to really figure out." Ultimately, though, Hunt transformed the Chiefs over the next 2 decades. And on Sunday, they have a chance to make history. For full coverage, check out Justin Birnbaum's piece on forbes.com. This is Kieran Meadows from Forbes. Thanks for tuning in.